Good afternoon everyone, it's BigFriendlyWarGamer here, doing a weekly ramble. It is Friday the 18th, so I don't normally do videos this late in the week, but it is what it is. So I'm not doing my normal sit and a talk and a ramble while I paint miniatures. I'm going to do the same thing again this week. On my desk I have Demon Prince, who is quite on his way to being finished. Not quite, but still got a fair bit to do on him. Blight Hauler, which is not getting touched today probably. Two Death Guard guys, who again probably won't get touched today. I've got my Blood Angel Chaplain, who I undercoated yesterday. May put some effort into him. I've got to paint him black again and then paint him. I've got my World Eater stuff, which I still haven't done anything with. Need to undercoat them, but haven't got my Rhino, which obviously not finished yet. Got a fair bit to do on them. We've got more Death Guard guys, a load of skeletons which I'm giving to a friend, 9 Blood Angels, who in fact will probably be some of what I'm doing today. Instead of last tactical squad I've got to do for my battle company. So I figured, well, if I get 5 of them started, I can actually push on and get them done. It's the 18th, so I've still got a week and a bit, nearly 2 weeks till the end of the month. And I'm on 27 models for the month, I think, because I finished my Death Guard. I finished the other 5 Space Marines, that Blood Angels that I was painting last week. Generally speaking, the painting's going quite well this year so far. So I'm on 27. So I'm ahead of the day of the year, of the month, of the week, or whatever. So with it being the 18th, I'm kind of 9 models ahead. So, but I want to get this Demon Prince done. I also want to get these Blood Angels done, because if I get the Blood Angels done, I then plan on clearing this desk and starting afresh, lining them up like I was doing before, have a mixture of models from different game systems, and you know. But I'm going to get on with this Demon Prince. So I was doing some of the work on him last night. What I actually need to do is get some Agrax and shade his loincloth, because I haven't done that yet. So yeah, so I normally talk about how my week's been going, and it's been a bit of a crap week, but so I'm not really going to go into it. I don't really want to. So yeah, I'm going to get on painting. So Agrax onto the loincloth, give it a really quite dirty sort of look. And I want this to look like flayed skin, like quite old flayed skin. So it's been painted Rakarth flesh, and it's now getting shaded with Agrax. I need to do the back of it as well. So I'm waiting on, I've been doing my New Year, New Army Death Guard videos for a couple of weeks now. I'm up to date with it this week as well. I know last week there was Saturday and Sunday I didn't record anything. I've been quite good this week with putting time into the Death Guard. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is grab some Avalon Black and put a layer of black on this Chaplain. I know he's black already, but you kind of, that's where that came from. Chaos Black leaves a different like texture. The spray paint leaves a different texture to Avalon Black. So what you really need to do is give it another coat of black. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It doesn't have to be particularly thick, it just has to cover it. And since I'm actually running low on Abaddon Black, since I use it all the time, I actually need to get some more. But I'm hoping I'll be up in Games Workshop on Sunday. Finally use my Christmas vouchers. It's just been, things have been a bit hectic, so haven't had time. Okay, so, oop, drop my kitchen roll. It should be on my knee. There we go. That's better. Right, and we're gonna, let's grab the big brush. So yeah, I've been watching. Started watching the Avenger films. I was trying to work out what's the best way to watch them, but went online and found out instead. It's easier. So I've watched. I was part way through watching Iron Man 2 when I was dozing off last night, so I'm gonna start watching that again later on. So I've watched Iron Man 1, no, Captain America first, then Iron Man, then Incredible Hulk, and I started watching Iron Man 2. So I know you've got, the one I don't own is Ant-Man and Wasp. I haven't got that yet. But I might get that for myself. And I know you've got Captain Marvel coming out soon, but that's in cinemas. I don't go cinemas. You got no one to go with. So it'd just be interesting to see what they do with the Marvel universe, because like in the Infinity War, it kind of left it quite in a bad state. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. And with this black, it is just on all over. Everywhere where that's going to be left black is painted. In fact, I may actually just go over the whole model. Why not? But I've been watching wrestling again too. It does frustrate me watching American TV because it's adverts every 5 to 10 minutes. But it's something to do, so why not? And I normally have it on while I'm painting anyway, so it's just on in the background. But it's either Raw is a 3-hour program and SmackDown is a 2-hour program, but the amount of adverts they have in them, like SmackDown is literally probably an hour program, an hour long, and Raw is probably an hour and a half. It's really bad. I mean, I know Americans don't know any different, but I couldn't watch American TV all the time. It would drive me mad. Do his backpack as well. So again, that's going to be painted black too. And I was up till quite late last night. When I say late, I think I went to sleep about 4 this morning. Just things going on and stuff on my mind. So yeah, it's not been easy sleeping, and unfortunately I've not been sleeping too well anyway. And I think it was about 1:30 I got up this afternoon. Really, like, people calling me a bum and lazy. Well, I don't care. What have I got to get up for just yet? Nothing. So I don't care. I'm going to paint these exhaust vents on this guy's backpack in black as well. Backpack in black. So I'll make it look like the metal of the armour has fused with his body. And I thought this would look a bit weird because he's going to be green skin with green armour, but I think it'll be okay. So yeah, so I was at the club on Monday. I played a game of 40k, and actually quite surprised that I won. Some of the missions in chapter approved are a bit weird. The one that we played was you draw. This is the Maelstrom of War. You draw 4 cards, and you draw up to 4 objectives per turn. But when you draw cards, you draw 2 at a time. So for each card you're supposed to draw, you draw 2, and your opponent gets to discard 1. So it made it a bit of a difficult game. I mean, we didn't start scoring points till like turn 3, I think it was. But it was a good game. It was nice to do something a bit different. It was my Black Legion versus his Necrons. So yeah, it was a good game. My Black Legion came out on top, even though Avalon died, but it's fine. It was like 1,500 points we played, so it wasn't a huge game, but it was big enough. Let's paint his the hilt of his blade black as well. So I'm actually coming on quite well painting the Demon Prince. He's nearly done. I mean, I've got to do the final highlight on his arms for the flesh, and I've got to highlight the bone and the sword and his armour, but he's not actually far off from being finished. And this will be my first, like, I've painted all infantry stuff up to now this month. This will be my first, like, bigger thing, and it's been quite nice painting him. Be nice when he's finished. So yeah. So I think I'm going to carry on with that, highlighting his arms. So I highlighted the rest of his skin yesterday. Or this morning, I can't remember what time it was. I think it was this morning. Yeah, probably was. Probably about 1 o'clock. 1:30, something like that. So I'm using Flayborn Flesh to highlight his skin, which is a bit weird because people say but he's green. And yeah, I like how it looks though. It looks pretty cool. Bit of dried paint fell on me. So in a couple of weeks' time, me and a couple of friends from the club are going to the Horus Heresy Weekender, which is a 2-day event based on Horus Heresy gaming, obviously. It's up in East Midlands, and I'm going to be taking my camera with me. Get a bit of a few bit of video content recorded, if I can speak properly. I know there's a few other people from that go to our club which are going to be there as well, and I was in two minds whether to take an army or not, but I'm probably not going to now. I'm just going to be aware of how much I'm carrying, so I don't want to be carrying a massive amount on the way back, but we'll see. I'm trying not to put my hands in where I've just painted that black, because otherwise it might go everywhere. But yeah, so it'll probably be a fairly long video if I can get some people to talk on camera, but probably won't happen. It may just be video of me showing off some of the new stuff that's coming for Horus Heresy. I hope they've got a load of new stuff coming for Horus Heresy, because really quite enjoying my Heresy gaming at the moment. And like I said, I enjoyed my game of 40k the other day, and there's been a lot of people saying about how 40k is rubbish as a game now and blah blah blah, and I still say that the same as I've always said. It depends on who you're playing. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I mean, you can have a game of Horus Heresy where you're playing against someone who has got a perfect winning formula and doesn't deviate from that army and doesn't play to how his army should play. And yeah, I don't do that. But I don't do that in 40k either, so... Well, at least I don't think I do. Onto his hand. Probably not on camera, but let's just adjust that a little bit, so it's a little bit better. So I should be getting my next set of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest in the next couple of days. Which will be issues 19, 20, 21, 22, I believe. And I might actually throw in an unboxing, seeing what we get in each set when I do the weekly update for it. But I might make it a different video, I'm not sure yet. So that's that arm done. And this other arm is a bit of more of a claw, if you can see the hand there. Now they're going to be painted as tentacles, so I'm not going to worry about highlighting them just yet. Just all the muscles in his arm I'm going to be doing. I'm not doing this to any particularly great standard, but I want to make it so it looks like it's alien. It's not natural. So the highlights can be a bit weird, but I think he'll be fine. He's a demon. He should be a bit weird. And he's a Nurgle demon, so he's even more weird. So yeah, it's my painting's gone slowly this week, I've got to admit. That's because I've been busy with other things. I was quite happy I got the other Blood Angels finished. So I've got the other tactical squad complete now. And I should have those last Marines done in the next week or so. Definitely before the end of the month. That'll put me on, doing the chap-in as well, that'll put me on 37, 38 with the Demon Prince, and I'll probably get some more done by then as well. I may find some quick, easy stuff, but I've got my eyes on, I've been going through some of the old models I've got, and I came across all my old Warhammer Quest stuff, and there's a load of goblins in there, like really nice models, they're old metal models. And I might just get them painted for the fun of it. Because there's been some talk of people playing Hero Quest at the club. Hero Quest, Space Crusade, that kind of thing. And I was like, I could totally put in like metal models, replace the old plastic ones. I still want to get the plastic ones finished, but you know. Right, so this guy now, I'm going to, what am I going to do on him? So his skin's finished. Let's see. Should I paint the tentacles? Yeah, let's paint the tentacles. So here you go, Screamer Pink. Now this may look a little bit weird because it's going to be one bit of pink on the whole model, but having a bit that stands out is fine by me. I'm going with pink rather than a flesh because I'm going to work it up to a flesh colour. So it's going to be a really like a deep pinky flesh. I use Screamer Pink quite a bit, but it's in small amounts, if that makes sense. So like all the purity seals on my Blood Angels are Screamer Pink. And I haven't painted Tyranids in a while, so they're like the skin of them is Screamer Pink as well. But anyway, let's use that brush. This is a fairly easy area to do, so I can go with a bigger brush. And then while I'm doing this, I'm going to paint all the tubes in his armour as well, the Screamer Pink. Yeah, that's a bit more detail though, so I need a smaller brush for that. Yeah, I noticed my videos lately, I find myself talking less and painting. It's just, I've got so much going on at the moment. But the stuff that I really don't need to be voicing, so I'm stopping myself from doing it. And I know I said at points that I wouldn't do that, and excuse me, I wanted to use this as a way for me to voice what I want to say, but you know, it's me being a little bit restrained. I'll be quite honest. Excuse me, I've been trying to get over this cough thing for a while. What was I saying? Before I started coughing my guts up. Yeah, it's. I wasn't gonna do a video this week. Just every time that I thought, right, I'll settle down and I'll get some painting done and I'll do this, and something else has come up this week. So it's been a bit of a struggle to actually get some time and do this week. I don't know, I don't have to do this every week if I didn't want to, but I do want to. It's become a nice habit. But you know, so I think with the tubes and stuff, so if you can see, the hand's gonna look a bit weird, I know that, but I'm gonna blend it down a little bit so it won't blend in as such, but it will look less, it won't stand out as much. Yeah, I don't know what else I'm going to do with him for now. So for now, I'm just going to put him to the side. Just move on to the chaplain. So I've got a really easy way of highlighting black. It's just one highlight, and that's etching grey. So give this a good shake. It's probably going to be way too thick, but that's okay, I'll thin it down. Yeah, it's a little bit, but it's alright. Yeah, I find with a black, when you're painting black armour, you don't want to highlight it too much because it gives it too much of a grey look or too much of a blue look. So I find just one edge highlight is more than enough for black armour. It does make painting black armour relatively easy for me, which is good considering how much time I put into red armour, but you know. So I'm going for my extra small artificer brush for this. And I'm just going to pick out all the edge highlights for his armour. Now this is the thing, this isn't a quick process. Because it's your only highlight, you've got to be quite generous with it. But yeah, it's worth doing because the black armour looks pretty cool. But yeah, I was saying to some friends, I've got some Deathwatch Marines from the Deathwatch Overkill box, I think it was. So I never painted, I never got around to them. They're still in their box. They're all built. It's just never bothered with them really. I may actually jump on some of them and paint them. Deathwatch is. I never thought of it as an army in its own right. It should always be like a little auxiliary detachment attached to, say, a Space Marine army or a Imperial Guard army or something like that. And I haven't got a lot of them, so I may actually do that. Have them as a little detachment. So it'd be like one HQ and a troop. But with how my method of painting black is fairly quick, I could get them painted fairly quickly and ready to go, I think. But yeah, even this, I mean, I've painted one leg already. I've done the highlights on one side of his legs. He's got like some spikes on his groin. Doesn't sound healthy, but so yeah, with February being a short month, I'm going to, and that I'm away for the first weekend. I'm probably not going to get anywhere near the models painted that I have this month. If I do, it'd be nice, but I don't think I will. I mean, if I could get a model a day painted, that would be nice for the year. It would be 365. That'd be quite nice, but I'm only painting to this extent because I'm not working, so I don't expect that my rate of painting will carry on through the year, but you never know, it might do. Be nice if it does. I still know I've got stuff that I part painted last year, and I could go back and finish, like my Warlord Titan, for example, for Adeptus Titanicus, and I would like to get that finished. And it wouldn't take too much to get that done, so I may jump on that later on in the month, but we'll see. It's moving on to the chest piece now. I'm pretty sure the chest eagle is going to be painted like a bone colour. He's a chaplain. Most chaplains have bone coloured chest pieces, so, and he's got a skull helmet, so I can go back and paint that later on as the that'll be bone as well. Chaplains are basically the spiritual leaders of the chapters, Space Marine chapters, and they're like almost like religious leaders, which doesn't sound particularly appealing to me because I'm not really I'm not into religion, but they're warrior priests, so. It's got one arm to do, and then his black armor's done. Like I said, it's nice that a model can be, his armor is done in like a couple of minutes rather than hours. And I know I don't have to spend hours on Blood Angel's armor, but it's how I paint it, so I do have to. So one thing I probably am, over the weekend we're going to be building our shed at last, as long as it doesn't pour with rain tomorrow, which it's going to be cold, but apparently it's going to be dry, so it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, we're going to be putting our shed up, and then we can start thinking about getting that spare room sorted out. Okay, so that's his armour done. Now I think I'm going to paint all the bone bits on him, which will be the chest piece, the weapon, the helmet, the shoulder pad. So we want sandry dust. It's how I always paint bone. It's the same way as I paint my Necrons. Unfortunately, I'm running out of this paint as well, so I may have spares of this one. I'm not sure. I think what I'll do is, I'll have to have a look after I finish recording this video. If I have got spares, then I'm going to replace this bottle because it is practically done now. It's empty. I can see the bottom, and it's got quite thin as well. Where I water my paints down a lot for when paints dry up a bit. Add some medium in, thins it down. I've done that quite a bit, I think. And I'm going to use that brush because, again, it's fairly large areas, so I think I can get away with it. And this brush has got a fairly good point head on it, so let's start with the skull. Of course, these will be needing 2 layers rather than just 1. Sandry dust, you're always best with 2 layers because when it's brand new paint it can be quite thick, so you're best to water it down, and I've watered mine down a lot over the years. Well, I wouldn't say I've had this pot a couple of years, I've had it probably a year, and it's watered down to a consistency I quite like, so that I can do 2 coats and it's not a problem. Just in this chest eagle now. This is a bit weird, a bit harder with this one because it's a bigger brush. Don't want to get it onto the black armour, although it'll be easy to clean up the black armour now. It's just it's a thing I don't need to do, so just trying to be thorough to make sure I get the whole chest eagle, don't miss any bits. Now he's got it almost looks like a candle holder as the centerpiece for his chest eagle. I'm going to paint that gold, so I'm going to give that a miss for now. In fact, I think his weapon that he's holding will be painted gold as well, so I'm not going to paint that bone. So this is chest eagle, and now just do a shoulder pad, which is that one, and then I'll go around, pick out any other bits of bone with a smaller brush. Being Space Marines, they have a lot of skulls and stuff on them, and there's a little bit of fluff history for you as to why all human armies have skulls and stuff on them. It's because the skull is a symbol that unifies the human race in 40k. It's all humans, no matter where you're from, they have the same skull size and shape and whatever, so yeah, it's that's why you get it represents the human race in its whole, the human skull, so that's why they put it on their buildings and their weapons and their armour and so on and so on. A little bit of fluff for you. So that's the shoulder pad done. It needs another coat, but I'll get to that in a minute. I'm just going to go around and pick out any smaller bits with a smaller brush, obviously. Now, this brush hasn't got quite as good a head as the other one, so it's got to be a bit more careful with how I use it. So he's got a skull on his belt buckle. Again, trying to do it quite thin so I don't obscure the detail. And then I'll give it a second coat in a minute. He's got a skull on his Crozius, which is his weapon. We'll probably have one on the other side as well. Yep. Now I could do all the purity seals with Xandri dust, but I'd rather do them with Rakarth flesh. And that is all the skulls, I think. Look, another one on his belt. So what I'm going to do now is start going over them for their second layer. It's stuff like the skull. The helmet. Sorry, it should be dry by now. So let's give it a second coat. So I've got a big game of 40k this week coming, using my Necrons. It's going to be a little bit unbalanced, because we're playing power rather than points, but that's okay. It's basically going to be my full army that I'm bringing for the Apocalypse game in February, against one of my teammates' full army. I know he's got a lot of super heavy tanks and stuff. He may struggle to wipe out my squads, but we'll see. And that's the thing as well. I mean, if we did objective based games, then I could potentially still win the game, even though he has a lot more firepower than me. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So on to the second layer on the shoulder pad, for a big skull on his shoulder. And I think once I've got these Blood Angels done, I'm going to have to start looking at painting some Necrons again. There's certain bits when I entered the tournament last year. It's 2,000 point army, and everything I had was fully painted. Very nice to have a fully painted army on the tabletop. But since then, with the points reductions and stuff, it turns out I can fit more stuff in the army. So I've got like a vehicle to paint and another trooper. But it turns out I can add like 6 troops. No, not 6. 4 troops from one unit, one guy to another unit, and then a vehicle. And straight away that'll make my army more powerful than it was. Not that it done very well at the tournament, but you know. I'm going to go to painting the little skulls that are around everywhere again now. Now I know last week was quite a short video for me. I think it was only 40 minutes or so. You're just going to have to bear with me for a little while. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm painting when I really want to, and so yeah, so you may get some of my rambles maybe a little bit shorter than usual. Pretty sure this is going to be a bit of a shorter one as well. So that's all the bone colours painted up. I'm going to apply some gold to him. Clean my brush. Now I've been quite happy with my painting up to this point of the year. Because bear in mind that everything that I've got painted so far for the year, then none of them have been little paint jobs that needed doing. Everything was at most undercoated. I'll have to switch these water pots over. So yeah, so it was at most undercoated. It wasn't wrong gold. Balthazar gold. So yeah, none of it was already part painted or anything like that. So I've done quite well. Not that there's any harm in finishing part painted models, but you know, this is another paint which I'm really low on. It seems that all my paints are running low at the moment, but I'll get around to replacing them at some point. Just not yet. A bit of water in there. Now, this is the other thing with Chaplins. They have a lot of bone, a lot of black, and a lot of gold. So, especially being a Blood Angels Chaplin. Right, so again, going from a smaller brush because there's not massive areas on this that are gold. And if they are, they're close to other areas that I don't want to paint, so. So yeah, I'm hoping in the next couple of months my videos will get more back to a normal hour length, but there's no guarantees of that. Just life happens, you know. I know I don't work, but there's other things going on, so. So we've got a Blood Bowl League starting in a couple of weeks' time. It actually starts the week after the Horus Heresy weekend event that we're going to. I'll have to get my league chart thing program that I've got running on my laptop going again. But I think next week I'm going to do like a draft thing, so everyone who's actually wanting to be in the in the league can submit their teams. Right, I'm gonna. What else do I need to paint as gold? Yet that bit on his chest with the the little candle in it. So he's got some ornaments hanging from his belt. He's got like the Templar's cross. I started doing, like, I was always painting miniatures, and I would lost my line of thought. Basically, I would start a model and complete one colour, move on to the next, complete that colour, that sort of thing. But just of late I find myself painting like all the base coats on a model, then doing all the shades, and it just mixes things up a bit. It's a bit nice doing things a different way. They say that change is as good as a rest, so it's just changing things around a little bit sometimes is a bit different. Something a bit different is good. Let's paint that padlock gold. And I think the gold is more or less base coated now. The little bits I still haven't managed to get. That's okay, I'll spill over the edge a little bit, but that's alright because that's going to be covered in red soon anyway. Okay, right, so I think I'm going to end the video there today. Not done too bad. It always seems like I'm not painting a lot when I do these videos, but in my mind I kind of have, but I haven't, you know. But anyway, thank you very much if you've listened to my rambling again. I will see you all soon, I believe. Thank you, and bye bye.